Here's your host, Giuseppe Grammatico, the franchise guide.
Secondly, second tip is talk with franchisees, but not just franchisees in your market. You're going to talk to various franchisees. You're going to talk to franchisees that are in your market. And maybe they're one town over, one county over, depending on how the territory or the physical retail locations are. Maybe 5 minutes from you in the same town, in the same county. You're going to talk to existing franchisees that are maybe newer. You're going to talk to existing franchisees that have been in the business a couple of years, 5, 10, whatever the case may be. You want to speak with different franchisees, maybe franchisees running the business full-time and franchisees running it part-time. Why? You want to just get all kind of that information and put it all down. So you're going to look at the investment, you're going to look at the ongoing expenses, and you want to minimize the hidden costs, right? You want to know everything. You want everything laid out. Keep in mind, it's never going to be perfect. Things change, right? And we want to make sure we take into consideration changes in the market, what's going on in the world, costs of raw goods and things like that. Taking that into consideration, you'll get a good understanding of, okay, on the low end, it's we'll say marketing is 2,000 to 4,000. So maybe you want to go in the middle at 3. Maybe you want to go on the high end. Completely up to you. You want to speak with other individuals. You want to talk to individuals 5 years down the road and just say, hey, do the costs ever drop, or can I continue with these expenses and increase sales? Maybe some costs are fixed, whether you're doing a couple $100,000 to $1 million, maybe the costs are fixed. You don't need to add additional marketing or staff or anything else. So obviously that's going to increase your profit margin. So the costs will stay the same, but the margins will increase up until a certain point when then you have to start investing in more marketing, picking up an additional territory. What is that cost? What are the fees to purchase an existing territory? I just had a conversation yesterday with an individual that wasn't sure about buying a second territory up front. This will also affect the investment. And I said, well, that's up to you. The benefit is that you lock in your future expansion should you decide to grow later on and not worry about another franchise owner purchasing that territory, that location, depending on what this was a business in the home service and in the painting space. And I said, well, typically the franchisor will give you a discount if those territories are purchased. In this case, the additional territory, I believe, was 50,000 and they discounted to 40. Later on, if that purchase was made after the franchise was up and running, the 50,000. So it would be the cost. So essentially it was a $10,000 savings roughly per territory. So if you bought 3 territories in total, it saved them 20,000. So again, increasing your expense, increasing your investment, but those territories, or in this specific case, will be developed at a later date. There's usually a development schedule saying, hey, you get the first business up and running in 6 months, we'll give you another 6 months for the second territory, another 6 months for the third. These are just examples. Again, you want to ask for specifics with each brand. There are certain brick and mortar brands that allow you to open up, really interesting, in a salon suite, and they give you several years to open up what they call a flagship brick and mortar location. More than glad to talk about that on a future call, but that's for a specific brand. But regardless, don't go in assuming. Ask the questions. Every brand functions differently. Don't assume all franchises are the same. As with this one individual on Monday, not every franchise is a percentage of royalty. There are fixed royalty or fixed amounts, and they're sliding scale. And there are plenty that just keep it fixed from day one.
Thanks for tuning in. If you want to learn how to make the transition from corporate to owning your franchise, join Giuseppe on the next episode. You can also follow on all social media platforms and achieve financial and time freedom today.